once again, welcome back. We have game number 3 of the King of the Hill show match series between WhiteRa, spawning this time in a cross position against DIMAGA on Shakura's Plateau. So far, we are 1-1 with these players in the best of 5 series, and wow, what a game that we just saw on Metalopolis. I'm shocked. I'm speechless. That was very quick, but a very, we'll call it aggressive opener. Yes, aggressive, I think, is a good word for it. Against DIMAGA by WhiteRa. So, I don't think we're going to see the same thing here in this game. Just calling that right now. I don't think we're going to see that. The cross positions, so I would not be surprised if we saw DIMAGA open up with the same build as he did on Metalopolis with that hatch first. I mean, it's going to be a lot more difficult for WhiteRa to put that same type of pressure on him. So, we'll wait and see what happens. He did drop his pylon down at the National Expansion, so we can expect to see him sitting here for a while. Now, that's one thing that actually I see a lot of Protoss do. I think I mentioned it once before. Is when they take this expansion, they still have to work on. They still have to get out and actually harass the Zerg some, because what you don't want to have happen is bottling up here, turtling for a while, and giving Zerg basically free access to take as many expansions as they want for the first 10 minutes or so. So it's going to be up to WhiteRa to make sure that does not happen here as DIMAGA. Looks like he's opening with a pool first. Guess he's kind of changing up his build from last game. Maybe he doesn't want to quite have to deal with those cannons. And I'm still laughing about that. Just crazy play there. Ended up, yeah. Ooh, man, if you haven't already watched it, definitely go check it out. What are you doing watching game number 3 before 2? Get out of here. Go watch that. You'll find a link in the video response and stuff like that. Alright, so WhiteRa down here, chrono boosting out the probes. Pretty usual stuff there. Going Nexus first. Alright, very, very interesting choice. But like I said, not really that surprised. Cross positions, plenty of space in between the two players. I do like how WhiteRa is keeping the probe out here. We're going to try to delay the expansion. You saw how in game number 1 he did exactly that. Unfortunately for him, though, DIMAGA was actually able to catch it. You see, once again, he is going to be able to go ahead and drop that expansion down, as WhiteRa is instead opting to go and try to actually scout out DIMAGA a little bit more. But he's going to spot that expansion's going down, so the probe is going to leave. Zerglings are actually in pursuit. Uh-oh, it could be trapped there. The probe running for its dear life. He does know that expansion is there. So, all is well from the land of WhiteRa right now, working on that wall off. Got the gateway, forge is complete, dropping another photon cannon right there. He should be able to drop off a building or two right here, finish it up once he gets a little bit more pylon coverage. And yeah, as far as the workers go right now, you can see 23 to 19 supply, 16 to 18 on the resources, and of course there are just a few Zerglings running around for DIMAGA are the only real army presence here on the map. As WhiteRa now going to go ahead and drop double geysers right now. Pretty standard stuff. Really didn't need the gas until now. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some sentries popping out here in the coming moments. Cannon finally finish off that Zergling. And DIMAGA is sad about it. No, poor DIMAGA. I'd be sad if I lost a Zergling too, because now 3's a crowd. Poor guys. Oh well, I do like how WhiteRa has managed to keep this probe alive. He's going to come over here, he's going to see this expansion popping up. Do we have a drone transfer coming down the line? No, it looks like we do not, but he is still droning up pretty hard. The Queen will be there though. There goes the transfer. And now DIMAGA, realizing that expansion has gone down for WhiteRa, kind of knows that WhiteRa is going to be tucked in here for a little while, and is going to go ahead and drop his third base. Again, wants to stay on top of his opponent's economy. That's all fine and dandy. And WhiteRa actually hasn't transferred any probes really over here. Just building a couple over here, chrono boosting out, and dropping a Stargate. Ooh! Now this is something that I think is a really smart move, actually. Number one, it's Shakura's Plateau. There's plenty of open area to sneak in with Void Rays. You can see right here. You know, you can hide around, and plenty of open space behind the mineral line to duck in there, get some free kills. Also, the distance between the two players' bases and cross position lends itself well to any sort of attack that you can get that relies on speed. So I'm definitely excited to see WhiteRa decide to go that route. 2 Stargates. Ooh, even better. As we see DIMAGA continuing to drone up very hard here. His third base just about complete. There it goes, popping right as I say that. So we can expect more drones to be heading down here. Again, he does have one Zergling keeping an eye on this, so he will be able to swap over to build some army units if he really needs to. But in the meantime, right now, DIMAGA is going to be tipping over to the double gas here around the 710 or so. as that continues to pop out. And Weapons 1 is on the way for the air units. We don't have any on the field just yet, but we do have one on the way. And I think that second starport, where is that second starport actually? That I probably just looked at. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, so we have double Void Ray. Wow. Good stuff coming down the line from WhiteRa, as Weapons 1 about 20% complete. They're not even worrying about warp gate technology. Pshaw, I think, is the appropriate quote here. DIMAGA continuing to drone up pretty hard to see. He's been pretty much doing that non-stop here for the first 8 minutes of the game or so. It is just Zerg heaven for him, and now that Void Ray is going to be heading over to that expansion where you don't see any Overlords on the way, so pretty much the first time the Zerg player will see this Void Ray is when it's attacking the Queen or the Hatchery drone, whatever it actually decides to hit first there. But as far as actual units goes, take a look. Neither player really has a lot in terms of offensive or defensive ability. A couple Queens comprises pretty much most of the anti-air. Pretty big creep gap here, so not going to be easy to reinforce. DIMAGA, very smart, dropping down that Spore Crawler. Pretty good timing on that, as the double Queen here will lend itself well to defense. You know, if he saves up some energy, he'll be able to get a transfuse. That'll work out well for him. There's no Phoenix running around, but there are now 3 Void Rays on the field, as WhiteRa is going to really push this hard. He doesn't, still like I said, Warp Gate technology, not even worrying about it. Just going to work on that Weapons 1 and double. Ooh, getting some Phoenix now. That will definitely be an interesting thing to see, as WhiteRa works on taking a third base, realizing that his opponent has that. Definitely does not want to leave that situation without rectifying it. Now look up here, the main base. We've got one Queen, Spore Crawler, and of course there's a Queen down here, I think, somewhere. Yeah, there it is, right there, under the Overlord. So it'll be able to come back here relatively easy. There's no creep gap like there is with this spot right here. So WhiteRa is actually going to be coming into the mineral line. There are 2 Spore Crawlers. Phoenix is going to scout that out. Oh, look at that. Gas just barely undefended. That is not a position that DIMAGA wants to be in right now, as he is now in Tier 2. He's going to want to start thinking about anti-air defenses, Hydralisks, maybe some Infestors. But look at the double Queen liftoff. That is just really, really bad for DIMAGA. He does not have a lot in the way of anti-air. You see it's going down super quick, losing the lair right off the bat. It's just a brutal move. Oh man, I'm really not even sure DIMAGA is going to be able to recover from this. You see that his Spire is about 50% complete. Look at all the Phoenix. We have 5 of them right now. He's going to be able to lift off a ton of anti-air. With 3 Queens on the way, it appears that WhiteRa is going to try to punish DIMAGA for just being a little bit too greedy in the early part, running up way too hard, and this is the result. Just nothing really that he can use to defend against this Void Ray attack. Now they're fully charged, running around. There's that one weapons upgrade you can see coming into effect. Really, really helpful right there, as DIMAGA hoping to just hold out for as long as he can. You see, he still has the Spire popped up a second or two ago. Fortunately for him, he did drop it over here at the natural. The problem is, it is still quite vulnerable. You can see Void Ray can just get back there in the back and pop it off without too much difficulty. Queen's actually getting some free shots right here to the Phoenix, drawing the attention of the Void Rays, though. Here come the liftoffs, 3 at a time. That should be quite easy for a WhiteRa to dispatch. Almost call him White Ray and Void Ra there for a second. I guess he is one with the air units, as the mutas are pretty much the last-ditch hope, I think. Yep, there's the GG right there for DIMAGA, as he just did not have anything to follow that up with. You know, WhiteRa had a really, really good window of opportunity there with the air units, and he took it and just exploited the hell out of it. DIMAGA was not ready at all for that. He did have anti-air defense, but not enough, not nearly enough. So let's go on to game number 4. Now that WhiteRa is up 2 games to DIMAGA's 1, let's see what happens next.